was offered. But good for Postecoglou. I mean, I think he's a decent manager, and he did win that European trophy at the end of last season for Spurs, their first trophy in many years. But yeah, it didn't take long for the first Premier League, casualty
Yeah,
manager-wise to come along. I mean, what is it? 3 games we've played so far, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So he's the first one has gone, and what's going to be interesting is the next, say, this side of Christmas to the end of the year, how many more will go? Because as we know, it's such a job where the earth is moving beneath their feet all the time. Really,
yeah,
if you don't, you know, produce the goods, if you go a run of defeats 3-4 games, I think most managers will be in the frame for being sacked. So
yeah.
it's a tough old place for them. Yeah.
Wow. No, I was thinking when I first heard the news, I was thinking, is it a case of if the best is not available, the available becomes the best, which is Ange Postecoglou. I thought, well, it's not really the best, is it, option for the job because they're in Europe. We know his track record. Well, his track record in Europe was good for last season, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
we know how he got there. It was a sort of a series of unfortunate events that led him up to.
He did all right though, didn't he, to win that
Well, he did
Europa
Europa, yeah,
conference?
he did all right to
Yeah.
win it, but how he got
Well, the
there, the
Europa
road,
League, wasn't it?
yeah, but the road wasn't
Yeah.
very smooth, was it? Nobody expected him to get that far, let alone
No,
win it.
no.
But then he did it. He did it, and that's the point. That's the point. The point of the whole thing is, he did it, and now
Mm.
they are in a tougher league actually, which is the UCL. Now, how is he going to fare in the UCL? I mean, I have my reservations anyway, but we'll see. We'll see how it. Now, what do you think of the sacking of Nuno Santos? It wasn't that bad a manager, was it? Let's face it.
I actually think he did really well last season, didn't he?
Yeah,
Excuse me. Um, he's a bit tough, and we all saw him being almost remonstrated with by the owner at the end of last season. And Nuno looked a bit shocked, and he sort of stood there fairly quiet and trying to take it in. But it was a very public display of
was
something of dissatisfaction on the part of the owner.
yeah,
So I think it was always going to end in tears, and I think it was only a, a couple of Saturdays ago or weekends ago where, in an interview, probably post match, he said that his relationship with the owner isn't great. So I don't say that sealed his fate because the owner would have known that as well. But it was almost as if he was saying, "Look, I'm not going to be here long because the owner and I have fallen out. He doesn't rate me or whatever." It does
mm,
seem strange because I think again last season he did really pretty well with
he did really
Forest,
well.
and
Yeah,
because they had that defeat, didn't they, against at home against West Ham? They lost 3-0 a couple of weeks ago, so
yeah,
that may well have been the excuse if the owner wanted an excuse to sack
yeah,
him because.
yeah.
But yeah, of course he was at Tottenham, wasn't he? Ironically, he was.
Yeah,
Nuno was at Tottenham for a short period before,
yeah.
and that obviously didn't work out for him.
No,
But put it this way: if Glasner ever went, and I hope to goodness he doesn't, not for a long time,
yeah.
I would not be too disappointed if Nuno, for example, became Palace's manager. I think he's got a lot of experience. He's a cool head. He knows the game. So I think he's got a future in the Premier League if someone
I
else takes. If someone
I
else takes him, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either. Now, Manchester United, there's a derby coming. So Manchester United
Yeah.
and Manchester City. Uh,
Your prediction, please. Your prediction for the score.
I think it's going to be a draw, because both teams are very charged up. They want to not lose a derby. I know Manchester United does not want to lose a derby, especially against Manchester City.
Mm,
And I don't think Pep Guardiola, in his worst form in 2 seasons now, would want to concede to Manchester United either. So
no.
I think it's going to be a draw, whether it's 2 goals draw or a goal draw. I think it's a tough one, but Manchester United might just edge it because Manchester
Mm.
City. All right, so Omar Mamouche is out of action at the moment with a knee injury, and Haaland, I think he's overrated. I think he's suddenly
After,
become.
after last night, you think he is? Did you see what he did last night?
Well, I didn't see that. Did they win?
He scored 5 goals.
He scored 5 goals.
Yeah, and I think they won 11-1, I think, something like that.
Who did they
So
play?
just repeat what you just said. He's overrated. 5 goals.
Who did they play?
No, I can't remember the name of the team. It was in the in the
Qualified.
same competition, World Cup qualification. So it's
Wow.
probably a more minor team, but even so, he's still got to
Wow.
get those goals, and he does. So,
Wow. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
so
Yeah.
he could be in form at the weekend, couldn't he?
Yeah. Well, it could be. It could be. But I'm thinking about his other team members or his other team players. Members of his team at Manchester
Mm.
City. They're not really at their best. This past season and this new season, have they? They've not really
No,
been impressive, and they're the ones that he's going to be relying on to feed him the ball. And I've always said this: the Premier League is a different ball
mm.
game entirely. It doesn't matter how good you are outside, or in Europe, for instance. You come to the Premier League, it humbles you. It does. It
Yeah,
does.
it's tough. It's
Yeah,
very
it is.
tough.
It's very tough. So that'll be an interesting one to see. Well, I'm gonna be.